Andy. What a great smiling face.
I always like to get my gratitude in early.
Yes, me too. I understand the impulse.
Actually, there are two parts to this. One which speaks to the lady here, actually, but the first one is really a report since being with you in silence in Dorset last summer. I mean, the deepening and the total. I always think of Kirtana's deeper surrender. I wish she had CDs that had other implications. I'd like a joyous one for the next. But really what happened there was a huge letting go again of, really I would say, any and all attachment to physical form. For, well, much more than this, but perhaps I can count 3 major times during our time together. And what was discovered was that the emotions of Marta and poor old me were such good friends.
So-called good friends.
So-called good friends, yes. Or really believed to be, erroneously, believed to be the only friends one had. And actually in that, and grief too, the sadness at letting go of grief.
Very interesting.
I mean, a real double whammy. So that was huge.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. What a report of how we get attached to our suffering.
Absolutely.
Our version of suffering.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's really good to see that and share that.
Yeah, and let it go and thank it, actually, for all it's done. And equally to invite it to be used for an ever-deepening service and it's thought it was doing its best, and it was.
Well, initially, let us assume that everything was doing its best for survival, for taking care of, for deepening, for
Exactly.
emotional deepening. But then we get in loops. And part of the maturity I was speaking of is the willingness to let, as you just said, any and all attachments to form go.
Yeah. So then, speaking to the beauty of that, what was revealed during the week in silence was the following. In silent surrender, held in grace, now is the time to all stories face, the hymn of the martyr, the psalm of poor me, dropping them all and allowing grace to be. Do we sit and cry because it's gone? Or do we simply get down on our knees and thank grace that it came along? And this is credited to Kirtana. This popped in halfway through. I would still have taken your hand, my love, no matter what that pain may bring. I would still have said yes to your divine caress and accept the offering. And then back to grace through Andy's form. It's all the same, of course. This love, I feel, is infinite. So vast, I'm on my knees. There must be grace beyond all worlds to enable sacred moments such as these.
This is stopping. And I think it's the best poem you ever wrote.
You know what? It's on my desk in the office and it says inspired by Gangaji. But the energy in it has been such that it's like it took a while to be able even to share it.
Well, in sharing it, there's a willingness to expose. And in that, an excuse is let go. Or kind of nurturing this sweet old friend. It's like, wow, really, it's letting go. Really, it is letting it move on. So I thank you, Andy. And I saw that week was very big for you. And I really recommend any of you here who are so inclined to be this weekend in silence to give yourself permission for that. And I just came from a silent retreat in California, and there's, it's certainly not necessary here, but if you're inclined, there's a way that we discharge our energy in social conversation that's beautiful and delightful, but also can become a habit where we don't actually get an opportunity to inquire deeper. And so it becomes a way, an addiction, of actually getting out of the deeper, murkier, more dangerous fields of inquiry. So if that happens for you in these days, this is a place that really can support silence so beautifully, whether it's the dunes or just in your cabin, your bungalow. Just the willingness to receive what is here. And then you will see, if conversation does come, it comes from a different place. It doesn't come from avoidance. It comes from recognition. And you don't even have to know what you're going to say before you say it. There's an intelligence that's alive that can bypass the cognitive editor, evaluator, set director, high inspector.
So if I may, is this working? Yeah, the second part is really speaking to the mind. If I may just share that. And I know you know this. There is a space we can find to well and truly rest the mind. To find the moment just before the question is asked is a truly sacred task. For in that and in each moment we can stop and rest in silent stillness, deeply blessed, and allow mind's impulse to fall away, and in the sanctity of stillness safely stay. For as we rest in silent mind, it's here all answers we do find, not in more questions or in mind debate, but in this truly sacred state. The mind can be great, and yet when it is full of should or must, in this way is a space we cannot trust. We can trust love, the source of all, So let's just be still, as one, as all.